we're living in a different time now. We're living at a time where geopolitical uncertainty is raging. And New Zealand's got a fundamental decision to make. Do you or do you not want us to be more resilient and rely on our own resources, or do you want us to continue to rely on resources, goods and services coming from parts of the world where it's getting more destabilised every day? I plump for us becoming more resilient and using our own resources. I support the notion that ministers should be in a position of considerable influence in the law. That's why I supported the fast-track legislation. I already hold that responsibility as a fisheries minister. I held that responsibility as the steward of the $3 billion provincial growth fund in the past. So this catastrophization, this demonisation that politicians ought to be stripped of any decision-making power, handed over to judges who are never accountable, and a whole bunch of other Pharisees and Brahmins who sit on these environmental committees that allocate consents, who never stand for office, never held accountable, and we don't even know their names yet. They're frustrating the development of the country. Well, if you want that, you go and campaign for it. I campaigned against it. We were voted in to reinvigorate the extractive sector, the fisheries sector, and other sources of potential export-led wealth. I've led with my chin. I accept that every day I seem to attract new bouts of negative attention, but I see it as political theatre. You do bump into people either coming back from Australia or international potential investors, and they're puzzled as to whether or not can you ever get anything done in New Zealand, and are we open for business? Of course we're open for business. There's 270 odd billion. That's the scale of our debt as the Crown. I don't know, 500 plus billion is the scale of our overarching debt when you look at private as well. We are in challenging circumstances. Unless we're going to use our natural resources to create jobs, boost exports, make ourselves more resilient, why is it more a superior approach to rely on the rest of the world when we've got minerals needed for the decarbonisation journey under our feet, but we've got all these munchkins who fear that Papa Tuanuku is going to be disfigured? I'm paid to meet on a regular basis investors, stakeholders, communities who actually want to turn around the fortunes either of their households, their regions, or the nation. If you are a New Zealand business and you feel you could fit the criteria, deal directly with Minister Chris Bishop and write a letter. That's what I want New Zealanders to do.